she adopted 3 black kids 10 years ago. You won't believe how they repaid her years later. An important choice was made by a woman 10 years ago that would change the course of her life forever. She made the choice to adopt 3 African children. She had no idea that the choice she made would lead to an amazing thing that was beyond anything she could have thought of at the time. The story of Ella Robinson will definitely inspire and drive anyone who hears it. The moment she was born, she came into the world to a mother who was an addict. This was the start of her trip. She ended up being taken into prison by the state because of this. Her formative years were spent moving around a lot, from one foster family to another. She never stayed in one place for a long time. Even though she had problems, she found the strength and resilience that was hidden inside her. A strong example of determination and the ability to overcome difficulties. Her life showed that there was always a way to keep going, even when things looked the worst. After being in and out of foster care as a child, Ella spent the first 4 years of her life moving from one foster home to another. Became a habit that Ella didn't want to follow. With each move, she said goodbye to the sense of connection she was missing from her previous home. Even though she kept looking for a stable place to live, it broke her heart to see her friends move into new cities. The fact that she had to say goodbye so often made her feel even worse about her feelings of not being good enough and not being picked or wanted. During the time that Ella was living in different places, she kept her mind busy because she was worried about being away from her family. A few kids were mean to Ella. They made her feel bad and were laughing at her. On the other hand, even though she was young, Ella knew that they were hurting themselves by making her suffer. Her bond with her 2- and 3-year-old siblings became a safe place while she was going through this hard life change. Ella loved being a guardian and caretaker and never gave up on her duties. She helped them get dressed every day and hugged them all the time to make them feel safe and comfortable. No one could have asked for a better big sister for these little ones than her. In a place that was mostly dark and gloomy, Ella stood out as a bright beacon of hope. However, life changed for the better out of the blue and became more about the good stuff. The first time Misty Robertson showed up in Ella and her brother's lives. As a family member, Misty knew how important it was for Ella and her 2 brothers to stay together, so she made sure that they felt welcome. Making these 3 cute kids feel welcome in Misty's home made her heart melt. She knew that each of them was special in their own way, but she had a strong feeling that there was something about each of them that made them even more special. She had no idea, though, that she would soon find out how amazing these kids would turn out to be. It was Misty's belief that all children should be safe, loved, and have a place to call home. The first few days that Ella and her brother stayed at Misty's house, it was strange for them. It took them a while to get used to their new routines and surroundings, but soon, laughter could be heard in the hallways, and everyone in the family felt comfortable with their roles as a family unit. When this small thought came to them, it would change their lives in a way that they could have never imagined. The first days, at that point, everything was great for the family. Even though Ella had been put with foster parents who had given her toys and gifts before, she was shocked when she learned that her younger brothers hadn't brought anything with them when they moved into their new home with Misty. It was because of this that she decided to go and get some things for him. After that, she knew she wanted to do more, not just for her brothers, but for all foster children. Ella's desire to help other foster children grew stronger after she went to the yard sale with her mother and younger brothers Elijah. She was moved to come up with something when she saw people willing to give away their things for a good cause. She understood how important even small gifts like a teddy bear could be for kids who didn't have much because of their own experiences. Suddenly, she realized that her idea could make a big difference in the lives of foster children. This made her want to help even more. These little gifts gave her hope and comfort because they were a light in a world of lack. They made her want to make a real difference in the lives of other foster children. In Sulphur, Oklahoma, it was a very hot summer day. The air felt thick and heavy, and Ella and her family walked through the streets. The sun was beating down on her face. They were surprised to see a group of happy teens selling lemonade with real energy. The lemonade stand where these teens worked at wasn't like any other. They were on a mission. They gave all their love and energy into each cup they sold to raise money for a friend's quinceañera. The friend was having a birthday party. Their cause was very important to Ella's mother, so she bought some lemonade from the group that was so passionate about it. At that very moment, Ella had a flash of insight. She suddenly felt a deep burning inside her, and a desire to make a difference. Ella started her own lemonade business after getting permission from her mom and getting help from her aunts and other family members. This was the start of Ella's song, Lemonade for Love. As Ella filled cups with lemonade, she stood there in the relentless heat of the sun, with hands that were shaking with a mix of fear and joy. The warm weather reflected the warmth she felt inside as she started this new adventure, eager to make a difference. Although she didn't know what would happen, she was sure that her efforts would make a difference, and she thought that was the only thing that counted. Ella went ahead with her idea with the support and approval of her family. While Ella was setting up her lemonade stand for the first time, her heart was beating very fast. To make sure everything was right, she checked and double-checked it several times. The hours of work had been well worth it. Whenever the first customer came in, she forgot all about her worries right away. Her bright smile lit up her face as she met each person with love while pouring them delicious cups of cold lemonade. She lost her fear as soon as she started putting coins in the jar, and felt nothing but happiness. She had saved up an amazing $132 by the end of the day, which is a huge accomplishment for such a little girl. That being said, Ella wasn't just proud of this, she was also driven to make the world a better place. She had a great time buying stuffed bears with the money she had made. On the other hand, she felt good when she helped her neighborhood. Giving each kid who came to Ella's stand a Bible and a toothbrush was a simple but meaningful gift. The kids were happy with their gifts, and Ella felt so proud and happy. A lot of happiness and pride came over Ella when she did these small acts of kindness and gave these gifts to other people. While she was filled with joy at seeing the results, she wanted to do more to make the efforts she had already made even better. She went on a mission to find more ways to get people to donate, and she did a study on a lot of different areas. Ella Robinson was moved by this attempt to make what she playfully calls love packages for foster children. Each bag, which cost only $10, came with a Bible, a stuffed animal, a soft blanket, and a toothbrush and toothpaste. Even though she had already given out more than 300 bags, she still has a long way to go, because there were more than 400,000 children in foster care in the United States. An angry group of kids who had been mean to Ella before came up to her while she was working at her lemonade stand one day. Every word they said in private was meant to make fun of. A young guy with a sneer raised his voice and asked, "Ella, what do you think you're doing? You're trying to be the charity queen." But what Ella did next shocked and pleased her mother, who was standing next to her and was going to step in. Keeping her cool, Ella looked up with a smile that could be called peaceful. "Everything that can be done to help other people. Would you like some lemonade?" There was another girl who used to make fun of Ella, who spoke up and asked, "Who would want your help? Spending time with people you don't even know is a waste of time." Ella shrugged as she made a glass of lemonade. "Maybe, but I'd rather try than do nothing at all." Then a young boy said with a sneer, "Well, good luck with that. Why does it matter?" The smile that Ella wore didn't change. "That's fine, thank you. That's the only thing that matters." Whatever they did to try and get her angry didn't work. She kept helping people, and the mean things they said didn't change how determined she was. Focusing on her responsibility was the choice she made. She let her deeds speak louder than any words she could use. Because she dealt with mean people, and she never wavered in her determination to help others. Her mere presence only served to reinforce her determination to make a positive difference, which in turn fueled her desire to assist the foster children who required it the most. Even though she saw how heavy the duty she had taken on was, Ella's spirit was never, ever broken. She kept going on her amazing journey with confidence and a sense of having accomplished a great deal. Ella has really gone above and beyond to raise money. She has raised more than $6,000 through her GoFundMe page, which has made her and her family feel incredibly thankful. There will still be more moments that will amaze you. Many people all over the country have heard about Ella's lemonade stand since it first opened. More than 1.3 million people have watched her touching story on YouTube. It has moved people all over the world deeply. It was especially interesting that her story caught the attention of famous people like Ellen DeGeneres and Usher, who both called for her to be helped. When Usher contacted her on Facebook and called her a superhero, the little girl was filled with pure happiness and joy. The effects of her unwavering dedication and hard work have been very satisfying, and she has left an indelible mark on her community. The amazing reactions to Ella's lemonade stand, which is still being felt across the country, shows that kindness has a lasting effect. Every day, people show their care and support in new ways, such as sending handmade cards full of encouraging words or surprising deliveries of food and other goodies. Each of these adds to the general amount of support. Someone kind gave Ella a Barbie car that she had been wanting for a long time. It was a nice surprise that this was amongst the gifts. Genuine messages and stories shared on the internet have brought people together and made them even more empathetic. The enthusiastic actions haven't just been about giving expensive things. The story of Ella has been a beacon, showing how a simple act of kindness can have a huge effect. Once examples of how groups working together to do nice things can have an effect that spreads beyond them and inspires more people to join the cause of making the world a better place for everyone. The journey of Ella makes her mother happy and gives her a sense of success. They can't believe how kind people are, because their small house is full of gifts and donations from people they have never met. With all of that said, Ella stands out because she is always willing to help others. Even though she has gotten a lot of attention and help, she stays humble and focuses on the cause. Because of her hard childhood, she knows how important it is to help people who are in need. The fact that her devotion shows perseverance, which is built through hardship, and shows how important it is to give without asking anything in return, shows how caring she really is. She became who she is by realizing that helping others is more important than having everything she wants. She taught her younger brothers to have this trait, which made them loving people. As they grew up, she taught them how to be nice, carrying on the tradition of kindness and helping others in need. Collectively, these brothers show what she stands for. They are going to give back with all their hearts and making their mother happy by being kind and understanding of their situation. Many people's lives will be changed forever by the road that Ella's mother took, even though she had no idea at the time of how big of an effect her actions would have. The selfless act of hugging 3 kids who were in desperate need of help showed what love and kindness are all about. Over the course of their childhood, her children became people with a lot of love and kindness, who were truly dedicated to helping and uplifting others. Before she adopted 3 kids, Miss T. Robertson thought she would only be getting 3 kids. In fact, she got a lot more in return. After 10 years, they had changed into great people, which was the biggest addition to becoming good. The wonderful gift they had given her is their caring hearts. Doesn't the most important goal of modern parenting seem to be raising caring individuals who strongly believe in the needs of others? These actions were done by Ella and her brothers because they were kind and wanted to make the world a better place. They didn't expect anything in return. On top of that, that's all any mother could ever hope for. Ella's mom and her family were truly happy because their lives are full of kindness and care. The story about Ella and her lemonade stand is more than just cute. It shows how acts of kindness are very important in a world where people mostly only care about themselves. Being kind is a strong thing that reminds us that we can all make a difference in other people's lives just by being compassionate, no matter what age or background we are. Her kindness shines like a lighthouse, showing us how to help each other, which is especially important in a world that seems to be driven by greed. How would you feel if your kids returned the kindness you showed them by being good people to other people? Let us know your opinion in the comment section below.